Hello everyone, FrankTastic here, and welcome to Recon Breakpoint. Now, I've been playing this game for an extremely long time, since the open beta back in September of 2019 and all the way through its launch and beyond. I still even play the game today, and I've got to say, after all these years, after all these countless hours, I still believe it is one of the best tactical stealth shooters out there. And it's also one of the reasons why I love this game so much, and always seem to just keep coming back to it. What can I say? I just can't get enough. Now, one of the beautiful things about this game is that it is technically considered an open world tactical shooter sandbox. Although it does have story and lore and characters and whatnot, you can still play the game however you want to. You can still tackle missions however you want to. You can still dress your character however you want to, and even create whatever loadout however you want to. The game itself is built for planning, precision, and stealth. And when you actually treat it that way, the experience, it just hits different. Not only can it completely change the game, but it can also change the way you perceive the game. But lately, I've been getting a lot of comments and requests and questions and this, that, and the other about mods. Frank, do you use mods? Why do you not use mods? Mods are the best. I even see things like Breakpoint isn't worth playing without mods. Mods saved this game. Mods completely changed the game. I see all these kinds of things and it's just absurd. But to be fair, that kinda is the point of mods, right? I mean, mods do change the game. That's literally what they're designed to do. Mods overwrite and or tweak the game files. So yeah, the experience is going to feel different because mods are literally changing the code and the files of the game. It's what mods do. They're basically cheats and hacks and everything like that. But instead of calling it cheats and hacks, you call it mods because you are modifying a file. I believe the only reason why mods isn't considered or technically labeled as cheating and hacking is because when you use it in a PvE game, it is labeled as a mod, but if you use these exact same things for, let's say, a PvP game, then it is now considered cheating and hacking, but they all technically kind of fall under the same category. Anyways, that's not the point of this video. This video is dedicated to the base vanilla game and the reason why you don't need mods. For starters, here's the part that nobody wants to talk about. Installing mods also comes with risks. They could corrupt your game files, cause you to lose your saved progress, and in some cases, even get you banned. And don't say that can't happen because it can and has happened. It happens in all kinds of games, not even just this one. Imagine getting banned when a cosmetic mod accidentally triggers the anti-cheat just because it changed the wrong file, all for a little extra drip, as the kids say these days. Look, you can mod the game all you want. That's totally your choice. Up to you, do what you want. I'm not sitting here saying don't install mods. I'm just trying to explain the reason why you don't need mods. That is the whole point of this video, because mods are not needed like some claim them to be. And don't get me wrong, yeah, there are definitely things I wish Ubisoft had done differently, but even with all that, Breakpoint never needed mods to be great. It already was. What it really needed was players to actually play the game like a ghost. Of course, you can play however you want. It's a video game at the end of the day, and the same freedom applies to using mods. But admittedly, if more players just simply slowed down, stopped rushing every base, every objective, and actually played like a covert operator, then they'll start to see how great this game really is without ever needing a single mod. So with that being said, let's go over a few topics I want to break down and explain exactly why Breakpoint stands on its own, no mods required. We're going to be covering a lot in this video, including the tactical freedom and stealth tools that are already built in the game, how the Ghost experience lets you customize everything from realism to gear progression, why the mission structure and map design encourage creativity and replayability, how the enemy AI and its animation systems, like how enemies can visually signal to the player that they are looking in your direction, when they are suspicious, when they are alerted, even their voice communications that give out hints on what to look out for in the base, giving you, the player, that extra layer of tactical information. We'll also be going over the environment and biomes like weather, night ops, bivouac, and everything like that to make the operation feel truly immersive if you choose to allow it to. We'll also look at the loadout flexibility, class abilities, and the game's natural focus on precision and patience. Patience is key. And we will also talk about why, even years after the game's launch, all the negative and positive feedback that the game received. We'll be going over why Breakpoint still holds up as one of the most satisfying tactical sandbox shooters and stealth games out there that you can play without needing mods. Whether you're playing on PC or Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo Switch or whatever all platforms this game is on, this video is for everyone. So let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is the reason why I don't use mods. And the reason why I want to explain this so early in the video is because I get asked this so often. I see this question pop up in a lot of my video comments, and I get asked it in live streams as well. People will be like, Frank, do you use mods? And I would be like, no, I don't. I don't use mods for this game. And then they'd be like, why not? Why no mods? Why you use no mods? So hopefully this section of the video covers and clears that question for everybody. So let's jump back to it. Why don't I use mods in Ghost Recon, the game that I claim that I love so much? Well, look, I'm gonna tell you, all right? I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of modded gameplay videos get tons of views because this has even been brought up to me multiple times, even during streams. Someone in chat would be like, Frank, you should use mods. It will increase your views. And look, man, trust me, if I really wanted to boost my numbers, I'd do exactly what all these other creators do, which is abandon my values, jump on the mod train because it's trending, and stretch out a few cosmetic and gameplay mods across dozens of videos, create a bunch of TikTok clips and YouTube shorts and whatever else the algorithm favors these days, and boost my views like ain't nobody believed. But there is a difference between me and them. For one, I'm better than that. And for two, that's not what I'm here to do. I don't do this to become famous. I don't do this to have thousands and millions of views and subscribers. I don't do this for that. I do this to entertain when I can and educate where I can. I'm not gonna sit back and milk some mods for clicks and views and see my audience as nothing but numbers and money bag signs and whatever else. I see my audience as people, as gamers, real people who play games, not just numbers in the YouTube studio analytics. There's even proof behind that due to the fact that I try to respond to as many comments as I can, even on older videos that I released years ago. I try to interact with my audience, with the people who watch my videos. I don't see my audience as just numbers on a spreadsheet or whatever else. Also, a lot of my audience, a lot of my viewers are players who play the game on console, so they don't even have access to mods. And I think it's completely unfair to constantly showcase features and mods that half the community can't even experience. So I choose to keep my content grounded to the base vanilla game, the experience that everyone, whether you use mods or not, can have. That said, I'm not going to use mods, but I'm also not against mods. Hell, I've used mods from time to time in other games like Helldivers 2 and State of Decay. I'm not against mods at all. I just don't believe this game specifically, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, requires them. And look, I respect all the work that these mod authors, the ones who create the mods, I respect them for all the work and effort that they into creating these mods. And hey, if someone out there ever made a mod that puts dinosaurs on Auroa and turns this whole thing into like a Jurassic Park, then maybe I might install a mod or two, which would also make this entire video completely pointless, but that's future me's problem. We ain't gonna worry about that today. Also, I respect the console players who are just trying to get the most out of the game they already have. And speaking of that, this is a massive shout out to the PC gamers who could install mods but still choose to play the game as is. The vanilla gamers, the ones who play the game at its base core, in my opinion, those are the real ones. Those are the ones who I hold the highest respect to. Now moving on to section 1, tactical gameplay breakdown. Now, starting with the tactical side of things, because that's what sets Breakpoint apart from other tactical shooters and stealth games, this game gives you everything you need to move with purpose and precision right out the gate. Obviously, there is a skill tree and you can use it to unlock perks and gadgets and stuff, but you can play the entire game without even unlocking a single perk and the skill tree and still have a good time. On top of that, you got so many different weapons. You got suppressed weapons, loud weapons, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, sync shot drones, thermal, night vision, breaching tools, a full class system that supports different playstyles, and so much more. You want to sneak through a base completely undetected? You can run the Panther class with a suppressed weapon of your choice and use the cloaking spray to bypass drones entirely without even needing to engage. Just slip past like a shadow, complete your objective, and get the fuck out. Or if you prefer long range recon, you could use the sharpshooter class. Use the binoculars to determine the range of a target, use your drone to scout around the base, set up the perfect shot, and drop enemies before they even know you are there, as long as you have trigger discipline and target priority. If you want to reminisce on good old Splinter Cell, you got the Echelon class, which is perfect for close quarters infiltration. You got the sonar vision ability, letting you see enemies through walls, able to locate them anywhere around you, and with your pistol equipped, you can become a extremely deadly third echelon operator, just like we used to when we were kids growing up playing Splinter Cell. But if you also love blowing stuff up, you can check out the Pathfinder class, which allows you to call in a very unique drone that flies overhead, equipped with rockets, distraction flares, sonar beacons, and even flash rounds that briefly blind the enemies, giving you the perfect chance to line up that beautiful fucking rocket kill, especially when there's like a group of them. That is amazing. Almost makes me feel like I'm playing the OG Call of Duty from back in the day, calling in a goddamn kill streak. Pathfinder also comes with white hot thermal vision, aka Scout Vision, which is its in-game name, which can be easier on the eyes and way more useful than the default red hot thermals, especially for players who have trouble seeing enemies in darker areas or locating enemies with the infrared. Or if you're just getting old or colorblind, maybe the white hot thermals would be much better, like me. I may need to get glasses one day, I don't know. But the white hot vision is actually my favorite part about this class. And yes, you can even use this thermal while sniping from long distances, which is one of my favorite things to do. And it makes it so much easier to locate targets from a distance. Or maybe you like clearing compounds with nothing but a pistol and a pair of boots. You can do that too. And the best part is, none of this requires a single mod. These tools, these mechanics, and how they interact are already baked into the base game. Breakpoint rewards players who slow down, plan ahead, and strike with precision. You can tag enemies, study patrol patterns, sync takedowns with AI teammates or the sync shot drones, or both combined, which would then allow you to take down a bunch of enemies all at once. Or you can go in completely solo with zero HUD, no gadgets, no help, no nothing. It's not about flashy gimmicks or any of that extra stuff. It's about control, patience, and clean execution. And when you actually lean into that, that's when Breakpoint starts to feel like a true Ghost Recon again, without mods. Section 2, built-in realism and immersion, Ghost experience and settings. Now, let's talk about the Ghost experience, which is probably the most underrated update this game ever got. This isn't just a difficulty slider. It's a full suite of settings that lets you customize how the game feels to how you want it to feel. You can have the game feel like a true survival sim, or you can have it feel like a casual open world tactical shooter. Or if you truly want, you can make it feel similar to The Division and have like gear score on and everything else. It's your game. You can change all of these settings with no mods installed. You can turn off gear levels and loot tiers. You can disable the minimap or have a compass only. You can limit enemy markers and notifications or have no enemy markers at all. You can remove the damage indicator, aka the hit marker, and even turn off all of the HUD if you want it to feel truly immersive. You can increase or reduce how much stamina you have, meaning you can either run forever without ever getting tired, or you can only run a few steps before you need a drink from your water canteen. You can also choose whether 1 or 2 bullets causes injury and you're limping everywhere, needing to dig out the bullet from your leg and use a bandage, or you can disable injuries altogether and never get injured. You can decide if you want immersive mode, which will require you to have to visit a bivouac to change your weapons, or you can stick to gear score on, which means you can switch your weapons on the fly from the inventory menu without ever needing to go to a bivouac. It's all right here in the game, and you get to decide on how you want it to be played. There's just so much cool stuff here that you can tweak to fit your own preferred playstyle, and it's so underrated. And there's even more stuff hiding in the base settings that completely change how the game feels. Ever feel like the enemies talk too loud? Well, you can go into your audio settings and lower the voice volume. With this option, you can either reduce or increase enemy dialogue volume, which changes how easy it is to locate them by sound. If you reduce the volume, now you've got to really use your eyes, your gadgets, your night vision, your thermal, whatever else, and check your surroundings. You can even mute this completely, and now you're truly relying 100% on your senses, on the visuals, what you can see, your gadgets, and your instinct. No help from their chatter at all. And all of that can be done, guess what? With 0 mods. Isn't that crazy? You want full immersion? You got it. Want tactical balance with some feedback? You can do that too. The point is, you're in control. You can build your own Ghost Recon experience without touching a single mod folder. Throw in some night ops with NVGs and thermals. Make it daytime. You can change the time of day whenever you want for that particular mission. You can change the injuries, your fatigue system, limited ammo where you lose ammo on reload, or unlimited ammo where you don't lose ammo when you reload. You can change all of this. You can go into your settings and change it to darker nights, which truly make you feel like you really need your NVGs. Change your injuries to often and reduce your stamina to very little. And then don't forget to turn on loss of reload on, so every time you reload your weapon you lose ammo, and suddenly you're playing something that feels way closer to a survivor stealth tactical sim than just another shooter. And mods didn't do any of that. Ubisoft did, and a lot of people don't give them enough credit for it, which is kind of sad, but it is also Ubisoft, so whatever. Section 3. Mission variety and player freedom. The thing about this game is you're not stuck following a linear path like Ghost Recon Future Soldier, or playing the same cookie cutter mission over and over like Ghost Recon Wildlands. You can take down a base from a distance with a sniper rifle and a drone recon if you want it. If you want to roleplay as Sam Fisher, sneak in at night through the back fence with nothing but a suppressed pistol, you can do that too. Or you can drop in from a helicopter and wipe the place clean like a paratrooper with a SMG and NVGs if you wanted. How you approach a mission is completely up to you. And if you want, you can hit the same base multiple different times from different angles with different loadouts and different times of the day, and still have a different experience every single time. The enemies in this game aren't always in the same positions like most games. Some are static, sure, some will be in somewhat a familiar place as the last time you went, but majority of the enemies in the base will have a random idle position or different patrol path. Sometimes their patrol path might be the same, but they're walking in a different direction. And basically what all this means is you actually have to recon and adapt. You can't just memorize where everyone is and rush it. This isn't Hitman or Assassin's Creed. You have to actually watch, plan, and adjust in real time. You want to do it full solo with no HUD, no help, and 0 backup? Go for it. Want to bring in a full squad of friends and coordinate a synchronized takedown? You can do that too, if you don't mind the random desync and also assuming they're on the same platform as you, Ubisoft. The point is, you're not locked into one playstyle. You can replay the same mission 10 different ways, change the time of day, your gear, your class, even your mindset, and it will feel different every single time. If you really wanted to go full mil sim, Breakpoint's got you covered there too. You got a massive arsenal of weapons. You got SMGs, assault rifles, long range rifles, DMRs, sniper rifles, sidearms, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, Desert Eagles, shotguns, and with attachments and customization. And don't forget the clothing system. It's got everything from ghillie suits to plate carriers to low-vis recon gear. You can even dress up as a full 3rd echelon operator if you wanted to, or you can dress up as one of the enemy wolves. Maybe you want to go with a full military look, or maybe you want to be a tactical cowboy. It's got you covered. You can fully build out your operator to match the role or aesthetic you're going for. And yeah, I get it, it's not perfect, but you can still create some really fucking sick outfits without needing mods to do it for you. And don't forget the crossovers, like the Rainbow Six Siege missions. Ubisoft dropped a full side op that covers parts of the island in a deadly gas called Amber Ruin. It's very cinematic, it's intense, and it completely changes how you have to play. You're forced to wear a gas mask and you have to move carefully through these contamination zones, and it's all built into the base game. And if you are a Rainbow Six Siege fan, then you'll probably recognize some familiar faces. You can even use Rainbow Six gear and run AI teammates like Ash, Finka, and Thatcher. You yourself can dress up as these characters if you wanted to. Or if you're more into Splinter Cell, they've got you there too. I know we've already mentioned Splinter Cell and Sam Fisher, but it's still in the game. And us Splinter Cell fans, we all want a brand new Splinter Cell, but Ubisoft just hasn't delivered. So the next best thing is this: Echelon themed cosmetics, gadgets, and Sam Fisher himself, both old and young. Imagine that. And here's the thing, something that a lot of people don't mention. Some of these cosmetic mods actually overwrite or replace the content, especially the Echelon gear. So for those of us still waiting on a real new Splinter Cell game, the last thing we want is to lose the one slice of Sam Fisher we have left just because we wanted more drip. Me personally, I think the third Echelon full gear looks better than anything else anyways, but I'm also a major Splinter Cell fan. Another thing is, if boots on the ground isn't your thing, you can go loud with armored vehicles. You want to roll up to a base in a fucking APC? Do it. You want to strafe the enemy base with rockets from an attack chopper? That's an option too. Breakpoint gives you the freedom to create your own tactical stories and complete missions your own way. It gives you the gear, vehicles, and tools to make those stories look and feel exactly how you want it. And you don't need a single mod to do it. Section 4. The world of Auroa and underrated details. Now, before we wrap this thing up, I want to take a second to talk about the world itself, because Auroa doesn't get nearly enough credit. And I talk about this a lot in live streams. This island isn't just some random open world backdrop. I hear people complaining all the time about how empty it feels and this and that and blah blah blah, but that's because those people didn't play the game correctly and completely ignored the lore. The story clearly explains that the island is under military lockdown. Martial law has been declared and civilians aren't allowed to roam the roads or towns freely. That's literally the whole point of the game. Sentinel and Wolves had taken the island from Scout, and then eventually the Bardocks take it. You even come across civilians being questioned or detained by Sentinel troops for wandering outside of their designated areas. Sometimes you even come across screens or audio from a TV that is saying stay inside, martial law is in effect. It's all there. People just ignored it. It's not an empty world. Your eyes are just closed. The world itself is handcrafted to support stealth, tactics, survival, and exploration. And honestly, it's completely stunning. You have to admit that Ubisoft really stepped up their game when it came to visuals and graphics between Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And you have so many different biomes. You've got these lush forests with thick underbrush for cover, dense jungles that block visibility, rocky coastlines perfect for recon, snowy mountain peaks that test your movement. You have some urban environments as well. You even have high-tech corporate zones with drone patrols and clean, sterile architect. Oh, and that thing back there? Don't forget about that. Golem Island is an offshore volcanic zone packed with lava flows, dark rock formations, eerie fog, and heavily fortified enemy compounds. Speaking of those compounds, you can't forget No Man's Land, which has an entirely different atmosphere from anything else in the game, and it pushes you to play with more caution, more stealth, and more strategy than almost anywhere else on Auroa. That thick volcanic fog makes it extremely difficult to see, but it's also insanely cinematic. The whole world is, which also makes this game perfect for screenshots to share with your friends. That's something else I haven't even talked about, the photo mode in this game. The photo mode in this game is absolutely amazing. It's pretty simple and easy to use, unlike some other games that have a photo mode that is just very complicated. The photo mode in this game is incredible. It's not as advanced as maybe Forza 5, but it's still amazing. But the point is, the world is beautiful and the environment to audio is just as strong. Now, of course, we all know there are some audio bugs in certain areas, but that's not the point. We ain't talking about that. When roaming around, you can hear distant gunshots echo through the hills. You can hear helicopters approaching and flying above your head. And don't forget to listen out for the Astro drones that fly over as well. You can hear the enemy's boots crunch through the mud and brush or walking on concrete. You can hear all of this. You can hear the world around you without needing a single mod to enhance it. And don't forget some of the stealth mechanics as well. You can hide in bushes to let patrols pass, or use them for the perfect ambush. Oh, and don't forget the prone stealth mechanic, covering yourself in mud or snow or dirt or whatever else while a whole enemy squad walks right past you, completely unaware. That's the kind of thing that makes you feel like you're in a fucking movie. And honestly, I wish Ghost Recon Wildlands had the prone stealth mechanic. And then there's the gunsmith system. You want to swap scopes, change rail attachments, adjust muzzle attachments, or tweak handling, you can do all that. All in the base game. Even the sync shot drone system is incredibly underrated. You can mark and execute targets simultaneously with your AI squad, or go full solo and use your sync shot drones to handle the enemies if you want to. Or, as I said previously, you could use your AI teammates and your sync shot drones to sync shot multiple targets all at once. Clean, fast, and lethal. All of these details, all of this work, it's already here. And again, you don't need to install anything to appreciate it. Now moving on to the outro and my final message. So at the end of the day, Ghost Recon Breakpoint doesn't need mods to be great. It just needed more people to properly play it. It's called Ghost Recon for a reason. And I already know there's probably plenty of stuff that I left out or forgot to mention in this video, but there is just so much stuff to cover in this game that if I wanted to talk about every single thing, then this video would be much longer than it already is. But the whole point is, this game gave us freedom. It gives us tactics, it gives us stealth, immersion, customization, crossover content, and the tools to create your own stories. And everything I've shown in this video, it's already there. No downloads, no external installs, no needing to back up your entire fucking game in case a mod breaks and corrupts your files. Just the base vanilla game. And again, there's tons more that I didn't even show or go over in this video. You're just gonna have to check it out yourself. And it's all already baked into this game. You just have to dig in and experience it. Now, like I said before earlier in this video, I do want to go ahead and clarify, I am not against mods. Do what you want with the game. I'm not here to stop you. But what I am against is the idea that mods are what saved this game, or that this game isn't worth playing without mods. I absolutely disagree with that mentality. And honestly, I think it's a spit in the face to console gamers who can't use mods and to the PC gamers who choose not to. It's disrespectful, and I won't stand for it. I love this game and the Ghost Recon community too much to just sit back while some random motherfucker installs a zero recoil mod and a unlock everything mod and suddenly has access to the entire game without earning it like the rest of us had to. And then turns around and says, oh, mods is what makes this game worth playing. This game isn't worth playing without mods. Blah, 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 blah. Nah, buddy, not today. Sit down, shut the fuck up. What really saved this game was patience, player feedback, and Ubisoft actually listening for once. I can't believe I just said that. But also the community that still shows up and finds creative new ways to playing it without mods. So if you're new to Breakpoint, or maybe you dropped it early on and never came back, I suggest you try it again. Strip down the HUD, slow down your approach, run it solo, run it with teammates, or run it with friends. If you have no friends, well, I can't help you there. But you can consider joining my Discord, link down in the description, and maybe you might find someone to squad up with. But the point is, play it like a ghost. A true ghost. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Anyways, I'm done yapping. I hope this video helped you see the game in a new light. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And as always, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and you see me in the next one. Stay sharp, stay stealthy, stay ghost. I'm out.